Hey, so I haven't posted anything on the channel as far as build projects in a little while. Been doing some flight simmy stuff, but well, this is the big project that I've been working on for the last 2 years. I know, 2 years. It's been a kind of a off and on sort of a thing. I spend time working on the project when I can, and we're just trying to well, we're making progress now. So got the exterior painted. It's a kind of a light, really light lavender color that Olivia's picked out, my granddaughter, whose house this is. You can see the flooring's all in. Most of the wall treatments have been done, but I still have wainscoting, paneling, wall paneling to put in the bathroom laundry, and a bit of wainscoting and chair rail on these two walls. We're about to put the assemble the stairs and railings and get those installed, so it'll have a stairway here, and a second one here up to that opening. So we reconfigured the building a little bit. The walls were all meant to be in the center here, and it was Olivia's choice. She wanted larger main rooms, and the bathroom, the living room, and the upstairs attic bedroom to be smaller. A kid's bedroom, master bedroom, library, study. The piano goes in here. This is the kitchen and dining area, main living room, and that's kind of how the layout is for the 6 rooms. Anyway, the most recent accomplishment was the River Rock foundation. So the foundation is 1/2-inch wood all around, and what I did was I used let me show you the product here. Didn't really get ready to do this, but we're gonna do this video now. So I used the Loctite Power Grab Ultimate Crystal Clear juices, super juice, and just ladled this on really thick to the wood substrate once it was cleaned and so forth, and then painted in this stone gray. Ladle it on, did it in sections about 4 inches long at a time. The idea was if I applied glue to the whole length of the of each side and done one side at a time, the adhesive might have started to set up before we got the stones all the way out. So I just did it in sections, keep it wet, keep working, making sure we were getting good adhesion. So, and then the rocks Olivia selected. I bought a bag of what's it called, pea gravel, and Olivia went through and washed and selected the sizes that she wanted and the colors. You buy a big, I don't know, what is it, a 10-20 pound bag of pea gravel at the Home Cheapo or Hammer Barn or whatever you want to call it, and you get quite an array of sizes and colors, but mostly in these rounded and more or less polished rock. Now it looks shiny because it was a 2-part adhesion. So the first thing I did was lay this down on the substrate, then apply the stones that she'd pre-washed, and just randomly I just stuck them on there. She actually did the front wall. I'll turn the house in a minute. And then once that was dry and set up, I came over the top with paintbrush and Mod Podge, and that's Mod Podge is this stuff. Mod Podge, not Mod Podge. Anyway, this stuff here, and we just liberally brush that in over the top, and so what you end up with is a nice 2-part, both a backing adhesive and an over the top adhesive to keep everything. And so far, not a single stone. And I've been handling the house, lifting it, moving it, turning it, and there's been no issues. Nothing has come off. Not a single stone. So I'm going to turn the house here in a minute. I'll try to do it while I'm holding the camera. Well, it's heavy. There's a lot of lumber here. Maybe I'll just turn it partially so you can see the front. So Olivia selected all the wallpaper, all the wall treatment. She mixed the colors herself on the walls. We've got to do a little touch up here and there on that. You know, it's been a lot of time. As I say, I think I started this maybe 2.5 years ago. Well, it might even be 3. So here's the front. It's got the bay window. There'll be railings and so forth around the 2 decks. We're probably going to use some sort of decking material on the flat. It needs window framing and windows. It needs door framing and doors. All the materials supplied with these kits, and there is a lot of it. You can see I marked out here for the front step. We'll pull the tape off, and then we'll just be gluing the step in right there. All right, I just didn't want to have any stones interfering with the way the steps attach, you know, to the foundation. Anyway, you can kind of get a sense of the house there, in front of it and so forth. I did use some filler when I put the roof on. We want to make sure we close all the gaps, get a nice tight seal. The lines are here to depict where the roofing tiles go, and also to help with alignment on the intersecting parts. So the instructions tell you how to start a certain distance from the bottom, and then they're just about an inch apart going up. And by doing that, you should end up with, as we see, some sort of alignment there, line to line with the intersecting parts. It helps keep everybody honest, you know, when it comes time to lay the roof on. Now there's a chimney, but I don't know if I'll be doing, you know, this is just the top. And I'm probably going to do the same thing with the river rock on here. We'll probably apply smaller stones than we have on the foundation, and cover this with the river rock. You know, give it that good chimney look. So, as you can see, there's no built-up chimney on the exterior of the house, and you know, there's a couple of reasons for that. The way we changed the configuration, where she wants to put her fireplace, which is probably going to be over here, and with the fireplace there, we're just going to have to imagine that there's a chimney. It's because it wasn't plotted that way, and because it's a dollhouse, and kids change and have different ideas, and she'll be moving all the furniture around. So there's no point in putting a fixed, you know, chimney structure as far as the dollhouse is concerned. Just the top. That's the only part that'll really matter, and it won't matter what side of the house it's on. As I say, it's just a matter of, does the house have a chimney? You know, yes, it does. And so there you go. What else? I think that brings us up to date on the dollhouse. As I said, there's going to be wainscoting to do, paneling. This will be floor to ceiling paneling here, half wall paneling here. I just put this wallpaper in on this wall. So that said, I think this one needs a treatment too. Probably going to be, if I'm not mistaken, she's going to have us painting that one. So this is the other big project, and you know, aside from all the real world stuff that I'm having to do, and it's interfering, or not interfering, but you know, taking up time. I mean, this is what we do. We're spending. It's a big time investment building these. I'll tell you that. I didn't expect it to be such an investment, but here we are. It's a lot of fun. I got to tell you, you know, building one of these up like this and trying to get it square and straight, and then following, you know, giving her all the license as far as what what to put where, how the design of it is, how the colors go, what kind of flooring, and all of that. And it's teaching both of us as we go through this, which is a good life lesson too. How do we plan? How do we work? How do we coordinate our effort? How do we how do we get things done? How do you finish a project? From start to finish, what goes into it? And it's an eye-opener. Anyway, there it is, the dollhouse. I think I've talked about, doing an update on it, showing some more of this work. Like I said, it's been a lot of fun. It's a big project, though. We got a long way to go. And I think about how much more there is to do, and still trying to come up with a plan for lighting. So there's that aspect yet, even to be. It's good. We're gonna be up against it soon as far as lighting goes. If she wants me to proceed and do that, now would be the time. So, anyway, here we are. I hope everybody enjoyed this little video. There'll be more to follow. I mean, as soon as whatever the project's done, obviously we'll do a final reveal. But as far as progress steps go, it might be a little while before I do another one on this, just because the scale of the time involved is much different than the airplane projects that I typically do. All right, so the P-26 is still on the workbench, and I'll be getting back to that as soon as I can. I know people are excited about that, and I also want to, keep rolling. I've got the Corsair I want to do. I'm thinking I'm probably going to pick up all of the large Gillo planes. After doing the Thunderbolt, the P-47 project, I realized these are really good kits, and I've always been kind of a big fan of, not a fan, I guess, but what would you say? I've always spent a lot of time, especially when I was younger, studying Pacific Air War and World War II and the carriers and Grumman aircraft and some of those airplanes were favorites of mine. So there's the Douglas Dauntless in that scale. That's a nice big model. I think I want to do one of those. I've got the Corsair here. Gillo also has the Grumman Hellcat, which I kind of want to build one of them. And so as the channel progresses and the aircraft build projects proceed, I think you might be seeing some of those get built up if time permits and life doesn't intervene too harshly. But right now it's the P-26, again, Boeing, another favorite aircraft of mine from when I was a younger feller. So that's the one we're working on. We'll get back to that as soon as we can. But this is the dollhouse. I got all the furniture out of it because we were laying it over on its side to do the River Rock foundation. And I still have to tip it over to get this side done. So there's going to be finish rails and fascia, if you want to call it that, fascia boards applied to each of these edges. Just of the house proper. I'm not going to run the fascias out here, but these will get an exact same width, which is about a 1/4 inch fascia on the verticals, and then across here where I have the beams, we're probably going to put that more like a 1/2 inch here fascia board across. So you won't see these ends out here. It'll just be a clean fascia on each of these horizontal rails. And then across here it'll be this back to the 1/4 inch. We'll go across here. And that, I think, will go full span because it is going to be a 1/4 inch down here. And then I can put the River Rock on the back edge of the foundation there. Once that's done. So next steps, getting those rails on. There's some wider roof parts that go on these upper roof slants. So those will go on, and then I can start getting the stairs in. We still got all the base moldings, the chair rails where they get applied. All the window frames and windows need to be done. The doors need to be hung. So there's just so much work left. But here we are. That's our update on the house. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.